Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Rolly.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Rolly. Yeah, we can start quickly.
Yes, sir. Sir, with your permission, we will start, sir. I am Rajshekar, Director R&D from BEL. Mr. Harikumar, sir, our General Technology Planning. He will give his welcome remarks, sir.
I am here till 2:20 because another meeting is there at 2:30. Defense Secretary has called, so I'll just do my job and then I'll leave at CMD BEL.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please go ahead quickly.
Namaskar and good afternoon, everyone. I'm Harikumar, GM Technology Planning from BEL. I feel privileged to deliver the welcome remarks today. Department of Defense Production (DDP) under the Ministry of Defense (MOD) has been laying a lot of emphasis on indigenization in line with the Prime Minister's clarion call for Atmanirbharta. This webinar on indigenization of major LRUs, jointly hosted by BEL and India Optel Limited (IOL), is one more initiative of our DDP MOD. To begin with, I would like to extend a formal welcome to Sri Anurag Bajpayee sir, JS DDP, who, apart from being part-time director of both BEL and IOL, has been spearheading the defense indigenization efforts under the guidance of ASDP and Secretary Defense. We are honored to have you join us with your team, sir. Next, I would like to welcome the IOL team led by Sri Girish Chandra Agnihotri, Director Operations, and Sri Sharad Kumar Yadav, GM Optical Electronics Factory, to this webinar. Going ahead, I would like to welcome the BEL team led by our Director R&D, Sri Rajshekar MV, GM PDIC and our Chief Indigenization Officer, Sri Suresh Kumar KD, AGM Management Services, Sri Manoj Yadav, to this webinar. And last but not the least, on behalf of DDP MOD, BEL and IOL, I would like to welcome all the participants from our industry partner firms who will play key roles in these indigenization efforts towards self-reliance. We look forward to fruitful interactions and the success of indigenization. Thank you. Jai Hind. Sir, we know.
Start.
We will request you, Sir Anurag Bajpayee sir, to deliver the keynote address.
Thank you, Mr. Hari Kumar. CMD BEL, Srimati Anandi Ramalingam, CMD India Optel, all the managers and CEOs of companies who are participating here. I believe that there is a gathering of about 46 companies, which includes private industry. A very good afternoon to you all. I would certainly not take much time because I would like to spare time for major work, that is the presentation by the two DPSUs, that is BEL and India Optel, and discussions with the industry. I would prefer that, and I believe that all the speakers in this session will keep their address short so that the maximum time can be utilized for the main job. As you all know that uh, Government of India is focusing on indigenization of all defense platforms or equipments or their subsystems, LRU to the maximum. You might be witnessing the current global scenario also. Particularly, I am referring to the conflict going on between nations. That has also emphasized the need of self-reliance or, Atmanirbharta in every field, not only in defense, but every field. Since we are discussing defense, and if you see that our dependence on the two nations is there, but during such kind of scenario, we always face challenges. So therefore, you cannot ignore the significance of indigenization process. Indigenization, be it indigenization of, because we have to keep ourselves in the state of readiness always. And therefore, we have to put our all efforts. I am addressing basically DPSUs and all the industries, defense industries, that we have to put our all efforts to indigenize all major platforms or subsystems or LRUs. This direction, if we see that the Government of India has taken initiative to notify 3 PILs, that positive indigenization lists, through Department of Military Affairs, which consist of about 310 platforms, defense platforms, as well as 2 positive indigenization lists from DPSUs, which contain the around 2,851 items. Of course, out of them, 2,500 are already indigenized. And the second list, which contained that is LRUs and subsystem, 107 items. So there is a positive indication from Government of India to the industry. When I speak industry, it means that DPSUs as well as private industry. We have to now join the hands of the government. It is not only the notification of the list. Government of India is also working on, policy reforms. How it is being done? You must have seen recently that the procedures for Make 2 and IDEX have been simplified. The timelines have been reduced, and these have been incorporated as a part of DAP. At present, the procedure of Make 1 is also under simplification, which is likely to be notified soon. So, because we have, how many routes we have? That is Make 1 route, Make 2 route, then IDEX route, and another route is there, that is a special purpose vehicle, which we are trying to utilize on major platforms. Yes, one point more which I would like to bring to the notice, that Government of India notified that 18 major platforms for indigenization. So you all must be aware of that. They are also under various routes, as I mentioned. So these policy reforms are also being taken up. When we come to the funding part, defense R&D budget has also been allocated under the research budget of Defense. 25% of this has been allocated for industry-led design and development. Moreover, DRDO has been asked to create special purpose vehicles with various stakeholders, including private industry. So there are many actions which are being taken by the government continuously for promoting indigenization. And now it is in our hand because industry has capability, industry has that motivation. Industry also wants to deliver. They wanted an initiative from the government. Government has taken initiative and trying to create a conducive regime. If more will be required, government is open to do so. That is why we are keeping every time we are holding this kind of webinars, and we are holding defense, at the defense secretary level, even Raksha Mantri level, we are holding such kind of consultation process. So this is happening, but now industry has to take initiative in a time-bound manner, and industry has to ensure that delivery also. Delivery along with quality. We cannot ignore quality. Quality should be of international standards. So the industry, be it private, be it DPSUs, they have to develop those kind of norms, those kind of standards which meet the international standard, so that when our defense forces face the challenge at the border, they should have strong hands, the strong weapons in their hands. So I would like to call upon all the industries here, present here, that please take advantage of this forum, which is being, headed by at present by BEL and India Optel, and they will try to, clarify the questions from you and try to join the hands of the government to take indigenization process further. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your keynote address. Sir, I am M.V. Rajshekhar, Director R&D from Bharat Electronics Limited. First of all, I would like to congratulate Department of Defense Production for this initiative, and also thank the Department of Defense Production for giving this opportunity to BEL as well as IOL to organize this prestigious webinar on indigenization of major LRUs. Sir, BEL has been working on indigenization of LRUs or subsystems right from its inception, and towards this BEL has taken many initiatives. We have formed product development initiation centers. We have formed our D&Ds. So we have been making serious efforts right from the word go to indigenize all the critical LRUs. And with the drive from MOD today, definitely the procedures and systems adopted by the Indian Defense Forces will ease out so that this indigenization process can take place throughout the life cycle of the product. As a part of this indigenization drive, BEL has in fact given a list of 152 items for first DPSU indigenization list, and then as a part of that itself, another 18 items we have given. And as a part of the second positive indigenization list, 21 critical LRUs have been listed down for the indigenization through industry. So my request to industry is to grab this opportunity. These are all LRUs which are going to various systems with issued orders. So we request all the industry to come forward, grab this opportunity and develop these products. In fact, the 21 list of items, they include different technology verticals like electronic warfare, navigation and stabilization, embedded systems, missiles, tank electronics, electro-optics and lasers, RF and microwave, radars, antennas, artificial intelligence and communication. So it covers all the technology verticals, most of the technology verticals. So it covers the entire industry spectrum today. I'm sure that there is a lot of capability present in the industry as well as in the country, and with the kind of streamlining of procedures and also giving encouragement to them, all will come up and it will give excellent results. So MOD definitely has taken many initiatives to encourage such talent through IDEX and drive towards indigenization through industry. And BEL is going to strengthen this through all out of efforts and see that this indigenization process matures and becomes fruitful. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next I invite Sri G.C. Agnihotri, Director Operations of India Optel Limited, to deliver the special address. This occasion.
First of all, I welcome Anurag Bajpayee sir, JSDIP, under whose leadership Ministry of Defence has taken a very big initiative for indigenizing the systems of our services at the LRU level, at the major LRU level. We also thank MV Rajshekhar Sab for jointly organizing this webinar with India Optel Limited. As speakers previous to me and especially JSDIP has brought out, MOD has taken a very big initiative by sending out two positive indigenization lists where the date of closure of any kind of import of those systems have already been notified. This is really a big step, and coupled with this, the scheme of Make 2, which has been opened for DPSUs, has really strengthened our hand. It has made the collaboration with private industry very easy. As a result of that, India Optel Limited has already placed project sanction orders and orders for 14 major LRUs pertaining to electro-optics, pertaining to gyro stabilization, pertaining to lasers with the Indian industry. And these Indian industry with whom we have associated, they are all recently born companies who established one or the other product already earlier. Apart from this, one of the major initiative which India Optel Limited is utilizing is association with Codicia. As we all know, Codicia Hub is having a precision machining capability of a very, very high order. And we offered, and thankfully they chose all the 31 components and sub-assemblies that were offered, and their indigenization is going through by the medium of Codicia. Apart from this, because we have an opportunity to bring out to the notice of all the Indian industry present in today's webinar, still there are some systems which require indigenization, and that scope is substantial. In fact, to fully bring out, although all the systems of T72 and BMP2 have been fully indigenized, and there are various OEMs for their manufacture, however, as far as tank T90 is concerned, the electro-optic systems involve two very crucial technologies, one of the stabilization and another of a detector. Thankfully, with the initiative taken by Government of India and Ministry of Defence in particular, now innovators, Indian industry is coming forward for putting together almost all kind of systems, and accordingly we have already gone ahead, signed the MOUs, signed the collaboration agreement for the indigenization of those items. These items are basically some control systems, which are part of fire control system, sensors, which still utilize the old Russian technology of sensors, which needs to be replaced. We have already gone ahead with a change of design and in collaboration with Indian industry, and we are pursuing that. Apart from that, it is very heartening to inform, sir, today that in association with Bharat Electronics, we have achieved a major quantum jump in the indigenization of thermal sight TISR for tank T90. The TI camera of this site has been developed by Bharat Electronics Limited, and we are going to use this camera in our future manufacture of the TI site for TISR for the tank T90. It has been really a very major achievement as far as TI camera is concerned, and this has been possible only with co-working and collaboration. I will not take much time, but I would like to reiterate that opening up of the procedure of Make 2 for DPSUs has really been a game changer. We have already, just after introduction, it has been only 2.5 years of conceptualization of this procedure, and we have already indigenized 3 major LRUs taking recourse to Make 2 procedure. It has been so effective that not one but multiple sources of supplies have now taken shape, and to that extent we have come out of the import dependence. Thank you very much once again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Agnihotri Saab. Now I request Suresh Kumar to present.
Very good afternoon to everyone. My name is Suresh Kumar. I am General Manager, Product Development and Innovation Center at BEL. I am also Chief Indigenization Officer on behalf of BEL. I welcome all of you to this brief presentation on the indigenization of major LRUs which have been identified by BEL. Before we get on to the actual list, I would like to give a brief overview of our company and the initiatives taken at BEL with respect to indigenization and Make in India. When it comes to BEL, as you are already aware, we are a Navratna public sector company working under the Ministry of Defence. We have been established in 1954 under the Ministry of Defence. We are predominantly an R&D and technology-driven company and operating in strategic electronics and defense and non-defense segments as well. We are actually 61st among the top 100 companies worldwide in terms of defense revenue, and we are also 66th among the top 100 arms producing and military services companies in the world, of course, which is excluding China. At the moment, we have 8,883 employees working in BEL, of which 4,968 are engineers. That basically means that we have more number of engineers than non-engineers in the company. Of these, about 5,000 engineers, 50% are currently working in R&D. This is as of March 2022. So the numbers indicate that we are an R&D and technology-driven company, BEL. We have 9 factories all over India across length and breadth of the country. And these 9 manufacturing locations have been divided into 24 strategic business units. We have 2 central research laboratories, one at Bangalore and the second one at Ghaziabad. And we have recently set up, about 4 or 5 years back, we have set up what is called a Product Development and Innovation Center at Bangalore, of which I am the General Manager. In addition to our own company efforts, we also have a few subsidiaries. We have 2 subsidiaries. One is called BEL Optronics Devices Limited, which is at Pune, which is manufacturing the image intensifier tubes which are used in night vision image goggles. We also have another subsidiary called BEL Thales Systems Limited. We have joined our hands with Thales and we have set up this particular venture to concentrate on civil air traffic management radars and other select and defense radars. We also have a joint venture working with GE, with General Electric, which is concentrating on medical electronic parts like X-ray tubes and other things. Defense limited company until recent times, but we have now started expanding. we are now going, very aggressively in terms of export markets. Towards this, we have set up a lot of offices in the overseas. We have earlier we had only the sourcing or purchasing offices in other countries, but now we have set up a lot of marketing offices in other countries. So those are the lists which are, we have got our presence in USA, Singapore, Oman, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, Myanmar. So we are also shortly opening our offices in Nigeria, Brazil, Kazakhstan, and Armenia. So we have a very wide network of marketing offices in India as well as foreign countries, and we are expanding very vigorously into the market. Next. I've presented, we have 9 manufacturing locations which are situated across the length and breadth of the country. Our biggest unit we call as a mother unit is in Bangalore, which was set up in 1954. Our second biggest unit is in Ghaziabad, which was set up in 1974. These 2 units actually concentrate and manufacture multiple products in these 2 locations. Barring these 2 units, the other units are basically dedicated to one particular field of technology. So if you really look at it, as I said, Bangalore manufactures literally almost everything that is manufactured by BEL. Pune concentrates on energy storage products, laser products, and the ammunition fuses, etc. Navi Mumbai, near Bombay, takes care of shelter systems, power systems, and masts and composites. The unit at Panchkula, which is near Chandigarh, takes care of tactical communication equipment, jammers, and avionic displays. The unit at Kotdwara, which is near Haridwar, takes care of telecom products as well as voice controlled communication systems, and also they are specializing in rail and metro product solutions. The Ghaziabad is the second biggest unit in BEL, which actually manufactures multiple products like radar systems, network-centric systems, SATCOM and cellular communication, antennas, etc. The unit at Hyderabad specializes in electronic warfare systems for use on many platforms, including land, air, and water and underwater. The unit at Machilipatnam takes care of electro-optic equipment and systems, and the last unit at Chennai is concentrating on tank electronics, gun upgrades, airborne UO payloads, etc. So these are the 9 locations where BEL is manufacturing, and the list is not exhaustive. We have just brought out what is more important. Next. And coming to Make in India initiatives at BEL, as our Director R&D has already brought out, from inception, BEL has been concentrating on indigenization efforts. BEL always believed in Make in India efforts, and it is actually reflected by the number of R&D engineers working in BEL. 25% of BEL's strength and 50% of engineers working in BEL are currently working in R&D. So we do a lot of R&D work, and we do a lot of indigenization within the house. We basically focus on core areas and we outsource non-core areas. This has been our policy from the beginning. And as a reflection of that, you can see that 52% of the material was sourced from Indian industries during 2021. We also have adopted what is called collaborative R&D, wherein BEL's own R&D efforts are, we collaborate with the R&D partners and develop products together. So we have at the moment 234 partners who are empaneled on our collaborative R&D list, out of which 107 are MSMEs. The collaborative R&D partners can be of any type. They could be designers, they could be consultants, they could be manufacturing partners, they could be service partners. So we don't discriminate. Anybody can become a collaborative R&D partner for BEL, and we can work with them. The products can be brought out together. We also have set up Make in India display sets in all our units. We have identified nodal officers for undertaking our outsourcing and vendor development in all units. We also have appointed dedicated vendor development officers in each of our manufacturing units. And in line with the government's directions, we have allowed access to a lot of test facilities that are available in BEL, which are now thrown up on Indian private vendors. We have about 189 types of test facilities in BEL, and the following the 9 are the major, which are commonly used: DMIMC testing facilities, calibration testing facilities, climatic tests, thermocyclic tests, corrosion tests, software vibration, rain test, altitude test, sand dust. These are all the facilities which are already available within BEL, and these are available for the Indian industry partners to be utilized. Yes. These are the India Make in India display centers which we have set up at each of our manufacturing units. These are all halls where we display the products that are to be taken up by industry for indigenization. So you can visit the industry is requested and invited to visit any of these units to take a look at the products that are already identified and displayed in those units. Coming to other Make in India initiatives which are taken up at BEL, we have got online vendor registration facility which is available on BEL website. You don't have to really approach anybody and take any forms. You can straight away go to this particular website and then do a vendor registration. We have since long we have implemented make-to procedures in BEL in line with the directions given by MOD, and as of date we have issued EOIs for 81 items. 81 items EOIs issued and 35 items are all in various stages of indigenization. 3 items are already successfully indigenized. We have also implemented public procurement policy, and Srijan portal we have uploaded 986 items. Srijan portal is an MOD's indigenization portal. Out of these 986 items, 282 items are already indigenized. Now we have contributed immensely to the DPSU's first positive indigenization list, which was released in December 2021. The positive indigenization list has 2 parts. The first part brings out 2,500 items which are already indigenized. Of these 2,500 items, BEL has 152 items. The next list is 351 items which is to be indigenized in the next 3 years, out of which 18 items belong to BEL, which are actually under indigenization in-house. These are the items which are under indigenization in-house. Next. Recently, DPSUs have been asked by MOD to issue or contribute to the list of positive indigenization, and this was released in March 22. This consists of 107 major LRUs and subsystems covering various segments across all the DPUs. Of these 171 major LRUs, 21 LRUs and subsystems belong to BEL. The EOIs for all these 21 LRUs have been already published on NIC portal. My colleague will just click on it to show you that this is our website, BEL website. You can go to BEL website and click on suppliers, under which there is a NIC BEL tenders. So we can click on that link. It will take you to the NIC website where all the items belong to BEL are listed. So you can go through the list and you can apply for, indicate your interest in working with BEL. Now we move on to the actual list of items which have been identified by BEL for indigenization by industry. There are 21 LRUs and subsystems across 10 major technology areas. As DRND has already pointed out, they belong to electronic warfare, navigation stabilization, embedded systems, missile systems, tank electronics, electro-optics and laser, RF and microwave components, radars, antennas, and artificial intelligence. These are the 10 technology areas where we have identified major LRUs and subsystems for indigenization. I'll just go through the list one by one. The first one is Attitude Reference Unit. Yeah. So this is the definition. ARU is a 6-axis dynamic measurement unit used to measure linear acceleration on 3 orthogonal axis and rotation axis around 3 orthogonal axis. Basically, it is mounted on a platform and it is used to understand the motion dynamics of the platform. So this is a fiber optic gyro based attitude reference unit which we want the industry to take up and indigenize. The next one is DIFM, that is Digital Instantaneous Frequency Measurement Unit. This needs to work in 2 to 18 gigahertz frequency range, and this will take an RF input signal and give out the frequency information in digital format. This is used in EW systems, so we need industry to take this up for indigenization. Coming to the navigation stabilization, this is a gyro block for T72. It's basically the gyro system which is used in a T72 tank, and we want the industry to work on this and digitize this. We also indicate what is the business value of, approximate business value of each of these items. We also have indicated in our estimate what will be the development cost that will be required to digitize these items. The items that are identified with BEL vary in their complexity, and the investment required is vary from a few lakhs of rupees to a few crores of rupees. And the next item is pressure transducer for EDC. Basically, a pressure transducer which is to be used on a fighter aircraft. So this is currently being imported. This is a critical item which industry can take up for design. Next one is adding 429 module. It's pretty standard communication module which is again used on aircrafts. So this is being purchased right now from outside the country. So we need this indigenization. Yeah, we also have what is single board computer. This is currently being imported from Araiko, USA, so the industry can take up a digitalization. Phase lock for DRO for RF seekers is another item, which is an RF subsystem which can be taken up for digitalization. Next one is amplitude for T90. So this is actually electromechanical booster which is used in T90 aircraft. We need the Indian industry to take up for this is basically optical fiber cable assembly which is used for data transfer in one of our radars. We don't have an Indian vendor on this, and so we have been also whatever Indian vendors that are available, we had some quality issues. Therefore, we want more Indian industries to take it for digitalization. This is a tunable bandpass filter. Next one, line interface. This is used in the radar system. So there is an obsolescence issue and there was stringent performance requirement for this particular item, so therefore we want the industry to take it. We are looking for a large number of 9-meter after station antenna systems which are used as hubs, satellite hubs in cable and satcom system. So this is required in good numbers. The industry can take up and digitize. BEL will be happy about it. Similarly, this is a critical thing. This is called 2-axis compact fast steering mirror for a payload of 1-inch mirror with a piezo-based actuator. So this is required for use on a fast moving fighter aircraft. So this is a critical technology and it requires good amount of efforts and technical expertise. So the industry can take it up, it will be nice. The IDDCA, director from India Optel is already brought out. So IDDCAs are important constituents of any thermal imager system. Right now, all the IDDAs are being imported from different countries like Israel and France. If they can be indigenized and the local manufacturing is taken, it will be a great contribution to make in India North America. Similarly, we want the antenna assemblies to be developed in HF band. HF band antennas will be very big in size and distribution. So this is a challenge to do design an antenna in HF band. So if the industry can come up with a design, that will be great. And we are also looking for what is called low frequency EW jammer pod for use on a fighter aircraft. The podded jammers in high frequency bands are available, and whereas the one that is working in a low frequency band of 1 to 6 GHz is a challenge. This should include the receiving functionality as well as the jamming functionality. So it should be in a podded form which can be attached to a fighter aircraft. So it requires a lot of design expertise in terms of the mechanical as well as the electronic design. So it will be a challenge, and if the Indian industry can come up, we can even work together and we can collaborate with others. Similarly, this is a high-speed RF switch which works high speed and high power RF switch which works in 5.5 to 18 GHz. This is actually an item which is very critically required in our jamming systems. But we have only one single source from USA, and many a time this technology is not given to us. So thereby, it is a very important component. If it can be taken up by Indian industry, it will be great. And of course, the rotary joints, high power rotary joints are again the critical components of any radar system. These are again the Indian expertise, the indigenous expertise is not available, and we continue to import these items, and we have a lot of restrictions in terms of the import. Thereby, this is very important for the industry to take up. Coming to the communication segment, we would like the industry to take up the development of cognitive radio, which is an advanced version of the radios. This should be a VHF radio with cognitive algorithms which can be programmed and configured dynamically. Goniometer is another thing. Goniometer, again, there is no Indian source of supply is available. Of course, though our BEL has also been working on in-house development of the goniometer, nevertheless, we would like to invite the industry to take it up. The goniometers will require in large numbers and will have very good business potential. So therefore, we invite Indian industry to take up the development. The RM blower is functionally it is not a great thing, but it has got specific performance requirements and its cost is very high. It continues to be an important item. I think Indian industry can definitely take this for indigenization. So these are the 21 items that BEL has identified and included into the second positive indigenization list. We invite all the industry partners to come and work with us, collaborate with us in development of these items. We are available for any clarification that are required. All the information is available on our website as well as NIC portal. It is also there in the Region portal. So all the industry partners are requested to access them and also approach us and contact us so that we can give all the required clarifications. To conclude, self-reliance is one of the key drivers for sustainable economic growth and also to generate large-scale employment opportunities. This has been given great emphasis by the Government of India, specifically our Prime Minister. So thereby BEL has been working towards this objective from the beginning and is now increasing its efforts and working very vigorously towards this. Now, the government has now empowered the domestic vendors in a great way, and so therefore the opportunities are now enormous for the domestic sector, and they can grow through innovation, design, manufacturing, consultants, and all that. BEL will continue to maximize its efforts to complement Make in India initiative through synergy between BEL and domestic vendors. BEL is, is a pro-vendor organization, a very good organization to work with. All our domestic and foreign partners will bear witness to this. They will vouch for us. So all are welcome to join the hands with us. We will continue to extend all the necessary support to all the domestic vendors, and they can become valued partners to BEL in its supply chain. Thereby, we look forward for greater contribution from the domestic vendors so that we can together build a sustainable relationship, build a very strong industry base for our country, which leads to overall socio-economic development. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Suresh Kumar. And next, I would like to invite Sri Sharath Kumar Yadav, GM Optical Electronics Factory of IOL, to present the indigenization of major LRUs being offered from IOL.
Good afternoon, everybody. I am SK Yadav. GM Optical Electronics Factory, Dehradun. We are under IOL head, group of factories. There are 3 factories mainly. OLF Dehradun, then Ordnance Factory Dehradun, and Ordnance Factory Chandigarh. As you know, many may be knowing, many of you may be knowing that OLF in the business of manufacturing sighting system for T90 tank, T72 tank, and BMP. As brought out by our respected director, that sighting system for T92 and BMP, it is fully indigenized, and we are totally dependent on in-house production and supplies from the our Indian vendors, Indian partners. So now we are focusing mainly on indigenization of LRUs for T90 tank. In T90 tank, we have indigenized many LRUs. Before we go into detail of components for indigenization, I'll just briefly elaborate what are major system in T90 tank. First is fire control system for gunner. Then commander has they come night system. Then hatch control system, and major system is missile control system, which guides the firing of missile. And then we have a wind sensor and tilt sensor, which sense the wind and tilt during ground level, so that it carries out automatic corrections, gives sensing, and correction is being done so that accuracy of tank is not affected. And then night system for gunner. To understand the one of the system for gunner control, gunner fire control system, there's a sketch is there where main component is shown. It consists of head, then main MIB, missile information block, then stabilizer, control console, ballistic computer, power unit, block D, visor, time, TIC, time interval counter, parallelogram, cable set. Here we have gone ahead with indigenization from for last many years. We are continuing in indigenization. To brief you, I have to say that head, block D, visor, TIC, power unit, control console, cable, parallelogram, it is totally indigenized in-house and through our Indian vendors, Indian firms. For MIB is a very critical component. Stabilizer is a critical component. Both devices we have indigenized partially, and further we have planned to indigenize fully in next 3 years. And ballistic computer also we are in process of indigenization. Under Atmanirbhar Bharat mission, government has published first list of positive for indigenization list of 351 components. Out of 351 components, 188 component items pertains to OLF. 188 out of 188, this is planned to indigenize in next 3 years. You can see for December 22, it is 106 item has to be indigenized. Then next 40 numbers in December 23, and then 42 by December 24. You can see that out of 106, 25 items has already been indigenized, and there are other various stages of indigenization. For vendors, 20 numbers will be issued. They have opportunity. Our Indian partners, they can look for it. And you can note here that the out of 188, we have floated some item under Mark II category, and 13 item which are to be indigenized in December 24. We have already floated EOI under Mark II. Detail will be shared in subsequent slide, where vendor have opportunity to quote and develop those items. Here are some major LRUs for which under Make 2 projects, there are 13 items which we have already issued project sanction orders. and to mainly from which is bearing firm who have successfully got the order. Number belongs 1 to 5 firms for each items, and out of 13 5 top PCBs for hash control system, the firm has already successfully supplied, and pilot sample has been evaluated successfully, and order has also been placed for this item. Next. We want to share success story. OLF is in the indigenization, under indigenization project. The OLF has created many new buildings for new infrastructure for indigenization of night vision devices for manufacturing optical components, mechanical components, and sub-assemblies. Many classrooms has been created, 100 classroom, and then 1,000 and 10,000 classroom has been created. And I would like to share with all of you that we had planned actually 3 years back 450 items for T90 components. Out of 455, 267 has been indigenized in-house and through Indian vendors. And rest 188 we have just discussed earlier. Those have to be indigenized in next 3 years. To share with you success stories for some of the items, this is a we have developed 5 numbers electronic card PCBs for hash control system, which has been developed successfully by an Indian vendor, and we have placed order for bulk supplies for 50 number each, and value of order is roughly 2.5 crore. And next item is transformer, which we were importing till now, but this item has also been developed by an Indian partner, and the prototype has been successfully evaluated, and we are going to place order on them. And third item is motor DPR. This is also very critical item for our production, and this also has been successfully evaluated and developed by Indian vendors, and this is improving all the tests, and we are in process of placing order on them. These are just few items. Earlier we have developed many items which were imported, like power unit, automatic control unit, BPN converter, and many other items. These were being procured from Russian vendors, and this has been now successfully developed in-house. Power unit, it has been developed in-house, as well as in a black box concept. It has been developed by an Indian partner he will be giving a presentation also today. ASU has also been developed through black box concept. BPN converter, which has a very during COVID period, this item was not coming from the Russia. So one of the vendor has taken 3 months to develop this item, and this item has been successfully developed, and we could meet the requirement of the army. There are many such stories, and that is the way we are moving ahead to replace imported items through indigenized solutions. Next. As we have discussed, I have told you that there are 13 EYs which we have floated. The vendors, the Indian partners, those who are interested, they may apply, they may participate and develop these items. The gyro stabilizer is one item, critical item, whose TOD is today only. But for other items, the tender opening date, bid opening date is 27th May. And for each item, I want to inform you that the nodal officer has been identified, and their names are displaying in Srijan portal as well as through our link. And they, for any technical clarification or any clarification, they can contact them to participate in the tender inquiry. And the quantity is just for say 1 year, but requirements are very heavy. It runs in 100, 200. So there are a lot of opportunity for vendors to participate and develop the item so that all the imported items are indigenized and we become totally Atmanirbhar for these items. Apart from this, we will be floating further UIs, and we will be intimating the informing the sharing the information to our listed vendors, and we will be, and all the information will also be available on Srijan portal. So those who are interested, they may have continuous liaising with OLF and IOL headquarters, so that they can come forward and participate in developing the item. With this, I would like to say that OLF is dealing with state-of-art technology, where a lot of electronics item, high-end electronics item, optics and mechanical, very accurate mechanical items are required, and our capacity is limited. So we want the partnership from the Indian vendors, Indian partners, to come forward and start and take the order and supply in time with quality, so that we could serve the Indian Army with without the dependency on foreign source. At this point, I would like to thank BEL, MOFD, BEL for giving us opportunity to share the indigenization story and the items for indigenizations, and I'll invite the vendors and to seek clarification. Anything we'll be very happy to clarify. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your presentation on the indigenization of HLLRs from IOL. Now the floor is open for the industry partners to initiate the interactions.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm DK Mandal. I'm from GRSE, AGM Design. I have one question, rather request to BEL. As you know, that low frequency variable depth sonar, now presently it is being procured from foreign vendors for 16 numbers SW saltwater crafts. So at present there is no indigenous option in, for this LFVDS in India. It is also understood that BEL, along with achieved significant progress in indigenous development of active passive towed array sonar. So is BEL considering to the indigenous development of this LFVTS in collaboration with NQL?
The development of the sonar with NPYL as well as with the industry also. So we are pursuing that. But we have to meet the timelines as well as the requirements of Indian Navy as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Can we have another industry partners speaking, please?
Yeah. My name is H.P. Singh. I'm from EON. I would just like to share our experience of indigenization. We work with IOL and Optical Electronics factory. We are very happy to be part of this indigenization effort and have been working on several projects for OLF, IOL almost now for 14 years. First project which we undertook as an indigenous effort was in 2008, and subsequently we have worked on 2 more projects. Initially, when we started the first project, it took us almost 7 years to indigenize the system. Second project took 4 years, and the third one is currently in progress, and we hope total time involved will be 2 years. So, personally, I had the privilege of leading the teams involved in indigenization. And as you are aware, it says a joint effort. No industry in India can do without the involvement of an erstwhile ordnance factory and now a public sector organization, because whatever we produce has to go into a high assembly, which is produced by, in this case, IOL or BEL, and then it is given to the end user. So domain knowledge is mostly with the ordnance factories, IOL units, and the end users. We require a lot of domain knowledge, a lot of help is required in testing, because when the bill comes out, it is normally a product and the specifications are given. The test environment infra which is required is normally, at that time, it's difficult to anticipate for a private sector enterprise who is participating for the first time. So, this test environment support is an essential part which is from public sector organizations, and we have been lucky to have IOL and OLM supporting us in this by providing the infra which they have. Other requirement is what is not written in specification, like certain QA parameters which are not written. Right now, most of the indigenization is happening of Russian systems and subsystems which are there. Currently, GMOL have talked about that the priority is T90. So T90, as everyone is aware, is designed for working flawlessly in Siberian environment. Here in India, we have to use it in Rajasthan. So some kind of test environment tweaking, so the test parameter tweaking, the environmental test tailoring is required to suit the Indian condition to ensure that the work which Indian partner does conforms to the requirement of the Indian end user. So sometimes the development efforts and indigenization effort gets
I think Eon Infotech has got disconnected. We're not able to hear them. Anyone else? We can, Eon can come back after that.
Are you able to hear now?
Yeah.
Yes, very clear now.
Okay, so I believe my last couple of lines were missed, so I would just repeat them again. So I was talking that a lot of support is available, and the one area where things can be improved further are by involving the QA agencies right from the beginning at the time of framing specifications, so that any parameter which is not written as part of the specification but is essential from end user point of view can be factored in. Like I gave the example of systems being designed for working in Siberia while they are required to be used in Rajasthan. So that is one of the pain points. Indigenization is like a design and development with additional constraints of form factor being kept the same and other parameters, input output kept the same. All kinds of R&D projects are risky. We may succeed, we may not succeed all the time. Even if 99.9% of the specifications are met, 0.1% is not met, it is still a failure. So 100% specifications have to be met. And for undertaking R&D, significant capital investments are to be made by private industry by way of test and measurement infra, by custom fixtures which may be required. Initially, when we participate in a tender, we are not able to consider such investments, and we normally focus only on the bill of material or the product which is given. So for first few times, it was not financially viable for us. But later on, we learned from our mistakes, and we have now become aware. One suggestion here is like when Indian Army comes out with a tender and any private sector or public sector institute bids, they have a separate line item for manufacturer recommended list of spares, special test and measurement equipment, maintenance tool, all that is required. In indigenization, when we are doing basically instead of Russian, an Indian partner is providing the same technology, while the support is still the responsibility of public sector. So if these things are factored in the time of tendering, whether made to or a product tendering, whenever you come out, so at least you will have the comfort that in case of any challenges which a private sector industry may face, you have the entire infra and the wherewithal to maintain it, to repair it, to service it, to support the user better. Because in case of any failure in field or any repair requirement, the end user, whether it's Army or Navy, they first come to you, they fall back to you. You are required to service them within defined time frame. You have a very tight turnaround time. So if then it's a back-to-back arrangement, it takes long time. So our suggestion and the learning is if like Indian Army does, they factor in everything, spares and special maintenance tools and special test equipment. If public sector can also consider this, then it would be beneficial for everyone. Then time and cost overrun are inevitable because end user is not OLF or India Optel Limited. End user is somebody else. You have to integrate whatever we indigenize in your higher assembly, and you have to give it to end user like HVF or anybody. They have their own production targets to meet, and indigenization of that specific item may not be very high on their priority area. So in order to overcome this, our suggestion is that if we could normally have, like we have product management groups in our project management committees, so where the end user, the development agency, and the concerned factory people and IOL team members are there, it will help straighten several things which may arise during the development. So this group can meet at a regular frequency, say once in 2 months, review the progress, understand what are the bottlenecks and the challenges which are being faced and how to overcome those. Last but the most important thing for indigenization effort to succeed is the willingness of private industry to participate and take risks. So as a private industry, we need predictability in our revenues. When we go to any funding agency, even they want to see in our business plan whether revenues are predictable or not. The procurement process is relatively unpredictable. So we may get to supply 1 year, then next 2 years, OLF or India Optel or public sector may not buy. Then after again 3-4 years, they may buy. So this is not a very happy situation to be in for small industries, especially MSMEs. So our request is if some method can be found out where you place orders for say 3 years or more requirement in one go with yearly annual delivery plans. So it helps the vendors. You may select 2 vendors or 3 vendors. So at least they will have predictability of revenue for those 3 years. You may get in inflationary circumstances, you may get surety assured that prices will not go up. It will be beneficial for you also and much more beneficial for the small industry, and they would be more willing to take those risks. So to summarize, I would say till now it has been a good experience. So, and I am a firm belief that indigenization can happen only through a symbiotic relationship between industry and PSUs like IOL. Given that enabling environment which is now being made available, so I see no reason why indigenization will not succeed. There are small challenges. There are small things which public sector has to facilitate to make it more easy and attractive for the small industry to participate in this. So if we are able to address these challenges, I'm sure private industry is willing to contribute in this defined goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat and self-reliance. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else who would like to speak? I think you're muted, sir.
Mr. Gujral, I think you wanted to say something, but you are muted. Kindly unmute.
We are not able to hear you, sir.
Okay.
Now you are.
No.
Yeah, now you are.
Is it audible? Okay, great, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
good afternoon, everyone. This is Munjal Shah from Paras Defense. At the first, we would like to thank Joint Secretary Sir and India Optel Group and Bharath Electronics for giving us this opportunity to be a part of this great program. We are very thankful to them. Paras Defense has been doing indigenization or import substitution since 1980s. It started doing import substitution with Bharath Electronics, and since then until today would have developed more than hundreds of items. We are working very closely with Bharath Electronics and also India Optel even today for various programs. And we thank them for their hand holding and their support to us at all times. I think they are doing a great job with all the limitations a government organization has. Still, they extend the best of best support to the industry, and at the end, they also try to ensure that the people see the light after the at the end of the program or at the end of the hard work. Paras Defense also, indigenization is a collaborative effort and is also the need of the hour. Today, we really need to all team up together and do quite a work on indigenization and really make ourselves self-reliant. And for that, we understand that for the industry or for the SMEs or MSMEs, there's always a challenge for the vision and also the finance, and also for the buyer or for the OEM. Also, there's a challenge of how they can support this. So Paras Defense is offering support to all the MSMEs today, whosoever are capable and competent to take up any challenging items for indigenization and for the interest of our nation. We are ready to support the MSMEs. We also got this handholding from people in the past, and that is why today we are able to offer this to the other MSME partners. We heard from Yon that there is a challenge sometimes for funding and also convincing the investing or the financial organization how they will be able to service whatever they will be able to whatever they take. So Paras Defense also offers this to all the MSMEs whosoever need any kind of help, which is mainly on the financial front. We can offer this, and this is only in the interest of indigenization and making our country and the vision of our Prime Minister and fulfilling the vision of our Prime Minister. So thank you very much, India Optel and Bharat Electronics, and we look forward to working and being a part of several of these initiatives, and we will give our all-out effort in making all the indigenization activities, whichever we are able to and whichever we are competent for, making it happen. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Any other industry partner? If there are no more questions, I would like to invite Sri Manoj Yadav, AGM Management Services of BEL, to conclude and propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon. I am Manoj Yadav from Bharat Electronics Limited Corporate Office. I will not take much time in conclusion. Only thing I can say that today's program has served the intended purpose, because we have listened to all the stakeholders. We have listened to the government perspective, then the manufacturing wing of the Ministry of Defence, all the DPSUs we have listened. We have listened what are their expectations, and we have listened to the industry partners also. This webinar, the duration has been kept only 1.5 hours, so maybe there may be many more questions from the industry partners, or due to shortage of the time, many might have not joined. So only thing what I can say as a concluding remark, this is not the end of it. Industry partners, they can contact Bharat Electronics Limited or India Optel Limited anytime for any queries, and all that, not only BEL and India Optel Limited, all the DPSUs are open-heartedly. We are here to join hand with the industry partners. With these few words, I will conclude today's webinar. And before I call off, on behalf of India Optel Limited and BEL, we all are thankful to the Sri Anurag Bajpayee, JS, DIP, and moreover, Ministry of Defence, Indigenization Cell, all the officers, because they have facilitated, and so are we all of us are here at the same platform. So thank you very much, Sri Anurag Bajpayee sir, for sparing your valuable time. We can make out how much busy you are, and all the MOD officials, more specifically Rolly Madam and her team. And I will also thank Sri GC Agnotri, Director of Operations, India Optel Limited, for giving his special address. and Sri Rajsekhar MV, Director R&D, Bharat Electronics Limited, for sharing his views. And I would also like to thank Sri Suresh Kumar TV, who is the Chief Indigenization Officer of BEL and General Manager Product Development and Innovation Center of BEL, for giving us insights what all BEL is doing in indigenization and what are the avenues as per the recent list BEL has offered. In detail, he has explained all the things. Thank you very much, sir. And I would like to thank Mr. Sarath Kumar Yadav from India Optel Limited also for briefly explaining in a crisp way. He has explained what all India Optel Limited is doing in indigenization and what are the expectations they have from the industry partner. Thank you very much, sir. And I am also thankful to all the industry partners who have joined us, and more specifically, Sri H.P. Singh, Managing Director, UN Infotech Limited, and Mr. Munjal Shah, who has shared in detail not only queries, but he has shown what kind of enthusiasm industry partners are having. Thank you very much. And other industry partners also, we are thankful because this webinar has been organized for you only. With such a short notice, almost more than 50 industry partners have joined us. We are thankful to you. And I am thankful to Sri Hari Kumar, General Manager Technology Planning, for conducting this program and taking us along the full program. Thank you very much. Thank you once again, all the participants. Once again, thank you, and once again, thank you to the Raleigh Madam and her team. Thank you. Thank you.